Howdy folks, welcome to Plumbing with Tim. Today we're heading over to a 55 and over community, manufactured homes and stuff out here in West Melbourne, Florida. We're going to go to the clubhouse and take a look at one of their faucets. So I'm going to show you how we're going to go about doing this. Stick around. All right, we made it out here to a place called Lakes of Melbourne. It's 55 and over community. And we're going into the clubhouse, the men's room, take a look at this automatic metering faucet. Let's see if we can replace the cartridge handle for it. So let's go. Men's room. Looks like Grohe automatic faucets. There's two of them. The one that's on the right hand side, push this down and it stays on long enough. This one's got a problem. Push this on and it doesn't stay on. We're gonna replace this and do an adjustment. First things first is we want to get up underneath here and we want to cut the supply line off to the water that's going to this faucet. Right there, get it all the way up. If you can read that or not, this is a Grohe automatic metered faucet. We got to take this part off of here. We're going to go ahead and replace it, but then I'm going to show you how you can set these to get more water out of them longer. Go ahead and we're going to see if we can get this handle off. We're going to have to do something different. Nice and gently. Pair of channel locks on here. Let's see if we can take the top piece off. There we go. See that? That piece is coming off. We don't want to nick up the finish on here. So, you got to get right on that nut. And then go ahead and just back the thing off of there. See that? It's coming off nice and easily. Just like that. You're going to get some water come out of here. That's why I got towels now. All right. This thing's going to pull right out of here. See that? Just like that. It's like a little strainer basket thing with a couple washers. There's two washers, a yellow one and a blue. Now that part that's down in here is supposed to be attached to the bottom of this, and I'll show you. Here's our factory replacement part. Let's go ahead and open it up. Get that stuff out of there. There's some instructions. So it looks like maybe an extra washer in there. There's a purple washer that's in there. And what's in the bottom here? It's that grease that they put in there. Thick little packet of grease. So it'll go in there nice. As you can see with the new one, see? This basket thing is connected to it. It does pop off. All right, and you got a yellow washer that's inside of there. And put that back in there and pop it back into place, just like that. That's what it's supposed to look like. This old one came out without the plastic attached to it. It's still down inside of the hole, so we got to retrieve that piece out of there. A little pick here. This thing's stuck in here. We're gonna have to try to get this thing out without damaging the housing. So you gotta be really careful, especially because there is some corrosion buildup in there. I'm trying to get that part to move at least. We can get this thing out so we can install our new one. I'll be back once we get it removed. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Come on, baby, come on out. There we go. See that? That's got to come out of there. Now we need to look down inside there and inspect for any kind of debris. I see a little bit of corrosion. Nice and gently take a little wire brush and try to get rid of all that debris inside of there. So I figured out what the reason why was this thing wasn't staying on. Inside of this little basket that fits on the end of this, you had both of your little washers inside of there. All right, that is the deciding factor of how long this thing is going to stay running. And if you look down at this diagram, it shows if you put both the washers inside of that basket, it's only going to stay on for 7 seconds. One washer, 15 seconds. No washer, 30 seconds. So now on our new one, we're going to start off with just one washer in there. There's a yellow one. I did not put the other secondary one that came with it. We're just gonna have one of them in there, so that way we can try to keep the water on for 15 seconds. So let's give it a shot, but we're gonna grease that thing up first. All right, they were nice enough and sent some grease along with there. And the reason why you're gonna use the grease is where you see the little rubber washers that are in here. All right, there's two of them. There's one that's here, and there's one that's right up here along this ring. So we're just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna squirt some out under our finger if we get this thing open right. I guess that didn't open properly. Let's open it up the other way. Well, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna have to get a knife and open this up. All right, this is more like a lithium grease. I'll put a little bit on my hand, just like that. And then we're just gonna grease up our little rubber washers that are in here. So everything works nice and smooth. See that? Along our threads. So everything works well. And it works and moves the way it's supposed to. See that? Just like that. All right, let's go ahead and put that thing back together and then put it inside of the housing. All right, so before we put this new metered Grohe cartridge back in here, I got the basket off there. We're gonna take the basket, like I showed you in the diagram, and we're gonna put a single washer. We're gonna put the yellow one in there. It's a little bit thicker than the other one. Just drop it down in the basket. We're gonna put the basket, snap it back into place, and we're gonna put it down in here. I'm gonna have to screw that closed, just like that. I'm gonna have to get a thin pair of a wrench in there so I can get that spot, but I don't want to booger it all up and ruin the finish. There we go. Now we're tightening down and stuff. We're gonna wrap things up in this general area and go ahead and turn the water on and test it. The water on, and the adjustment we made is incorrect with that one washer because it's still running. It's not shutting it off at all. So I'm gonna have to shut the water back off, pull that cartridge back out, and try a different configuration with those washers there. So as I had mentioned and showed you and stuff, you got these washers that were in here. These are the old ones, all right? The yellow one, as you can see, is a little long, a little wider, and the blue one is a little bit thinner, all right? So there's a combination of how you can decide how long this faucet's gonna stay on. And it's all gonna dictate on putting these little washers inside that basket before it sits in the cartridge like that. In this particular case, we found the combination that worked the best. Now I'm working with the old piece here now, was by just using the single bigger washer. And this is for a Grohe metered auto faucet here at the clubhouse. By putting it there, it makes it so this particular faucet, we'll show you, has the perfect amount of time of staying on. Just like that. Now we tried it with just this guy right here, and it stayed on way too long. And when I put both the larger and the small ones in there together, it didn't stay on long enough. So in this case, where it comes to being like in a commercial, and lots of people in and out of here, the old cartridge wasn't allowing this thing to stay on long enough. The springs and everything were shot inside of here. So we had to replace the cartridge as it was. Then we got to figure out how long we want the thing to stay on. And that is measured and determined by how you put these washers in here. Now I had to take this thing on and off about 3 or 4 times before we got the perfect amount of time set on the meter for this thing to kick off, which is about 7 to 10 seconds. And that was by using the larger single washer instead of both of them. This is the old original one that didn't have a problem. You see how long that stays on. It's gonna be probably about 7. That was about 5 seconds. That could be adjusted, but they weren't complaining about this one. This one here, the newer replacement. Right about 8 seconds. That one was about 5 seconds. So all in all, I think we're in pretty good shape. That's how you work on the Grohe metered automatic faucet. There's something that's very important. When you replace these cartridges, especially on this type, don't forget and drop one of your washers. This one's off the old one, and this sat up in there. But when I put the new one in, one of my washers fell off of there, O-rings fell off, and I didn't know it. It didn't leak, but the thing wouldn't shut off. And then I looked and saw that I had an extra one of these and saw that it slid down here on this rim. As soon as I put that on there, this thing shut off. So don't lose these O-rings, or else you'll never achieve your results you're looking for. Hey, when you're working on something like this, it looks really nice. When you're done, take a second and just wipe stuff down and make it look nice. You don't want it to look like a bunch of dirty toners as you're working. All right, fingerprints, scratch marks, leave it as nice as what you found it. That's all the time I got for today. Appreciate you guys hanging out, watching the show. Any questions, leave them down below. Have a happy holiday season. Until next time, it's Employment with Tim. Keep on.